Hey, welcome back to my program. Have you been following this Ray Rice saga in the National Football League? Ray Rice is arguably the best running back in football, an all-star running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Rice makes $20 million a year, $20 million a year for his running ability. And you would assume there would be responsibility in that $20 million a year. Now, if you've been living somewhere else, you've been following this story. You may not be a sports fan, but this is a crime story. This has got nothing to do with sports. It's a crime story. Rice is pictured in tape that comes out of the elevator in a hotel of Rice getting in the elevator with his then fiance. They get in an argument. He takes his fist and knocks her out, assaults her and knocks her out. Then when the elevator opens the doors, he drags her out of the elevator and throws her on the ground. That is a violent, vicious crime. So what happens? The National Football League says, well, we can't stand for that, so we're going to give him a 2-game suspension. What? A 2-game suspension? You know, there's been examples of off-season, out of the country, minor drug use, marijuana, something like that. The players get suspended for the entire year. One particular player was taking a drug, a fertility drug. He couldn't get his wife pregnant, took a fertility drug. He's banned for 6 games from the NFL. Ray Rice commits a vicious, violent crime, attacks his soon-to-be wife, leaves her unconscious, cold cocks her, knocks her out, and he is given a 2-game suspension. Well, the outrage was unbelievable. Now, the first question is, why isn't there criminal charges against the guy? They got it on tape. Why hasn't he been charged criminally for attacking his then-to-be girlfriend? Now, the girl goes in and marries her. She is a victim. I don't know what he said to her. You know, he's making $20 million a year. I'm not inferring anything, and maybe she really genuinely loves the guy. I don't see how you can love someone that takes their fists and knocks you out, but that's between him and her. Don't get into that. But what you and I do need to get into is professional football, the most watched sporting event that goes on in the country and what probably in the world, allows a vicious attack by one of their star players, a crime, and gives a 2-game suspension. Well, what kind of image is that to your kids, your nephews, your nieces, your family, young boys who say, oh, I can make the $20 million and I can be the man, and no responsibility. If I take my fist and knock somebody out, well, they're going to give me a little break. I'm a big football star. That's the image that comes across. Then the NFL has handled this horribly. They said, well, they didn't ever see the video of him dragging her out of the elevator, Rice dragging his girlfriend out of the elevator. Everybody saw that. What they didn't see initially was his taking his fist and knocking her out. But the rumor was everywhere. The video was there of her dragging out of the elevator. Then you get this TV network, TMZ, that gets it and flashes it everywhere. And the NFL says, well, they weren't privy to that kind of thing. Law enforcement didn't volunteer that for them. It just puts a terrible face on professional football, showing that thug mentality, this kind of thing is allowed, does a huge damage to the game and to our young people in this country who look up to football players in the image. The coach of the Ravens, a guy named John Harbaugh, pretty good coach, I understand. They have a good football team. He says, well, I don't rule out that Rice will come back and play. I'm fully confident he's addressing the issue. You know, that's like saying, well, the guy that took his pistol and pistol whipped the bank teller and steals the money from the bank, well, if they kind of say they've learned from that situation, we're going to let it go and let them go right back into life. We're not going to prosecute them in any way and just let them carry on. The murderer, you know, get out of prison. You said you're sorry. You've kind of come to grips with your problem. This isn't a problem that is going to hold you back. We're going to forgive and forget. That's basically what the NFL is saying. It is a terrible, terrible decision. I think this guy, Roger Goodell, who makes $25 million a year for supposedly making good sense, has made a terrible decision, waited way too late. I think his whole future should be in the balance. Maybe he should go. There should be some house cleaning up there. The NFL needs to do a much better job. They're letting the kids of America down. They're letting you and me down. Ray Rice is a thug. Kick him out of football, prosecute him, and NFL, shape up your act, because because you're doing a great disservice to this country, to America, to all the kids of America. I'll be right back.